this. Does that mean it's on? Yeah. Good morning and welcome to Sunnyvale here in Dunedin for a very early start game in the ISPS HANDA Premiership between Southern United and the visiting Hawke's Bay United side. Thanks for joining us. My name's Morgan Jarvis and I'm alongside Chris Wright, the Football South and Southern United CEO. Chris, how are you doing this morning?
I'm good, thanks Morgan. How are you?
Yep, pretty good. We are sort of both actually battling a wee bit of flu at the moment, so...
Serious man flu situation, yeah.
That's right, so you'll have to excuse our croaky voices. But this is Southern United's final home game of the season as the players are just about to enter the field. What are the conditions like here today, Chris? A wee bit sort of overcast, isn't it? But hopefully the rain stays away.
Yeah, we had a little bit of rain this morning just doing the setup. Probably quite nice for the pitch actually to have a bit of moisture on it. But otherwise we're expecting dry conditions. Potentially a little bit of sun later, but you never know.
Yeah, and we don't seem to have that strong breeze that we've had in some of the matches out here. It looks fairly calm out there, so it really should be quite good conditions for the players. Not too hot, but nothing too uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's only windy and rainy when we're setting up the signs and the tents, Morgan.
So it could, conditions could pick up a wee bit throughout the game, but just a few minutes away from kick-off as the players shake hands. So Southern United in the all-blue home kit and Hawke's Bay in the white shirts.
We were saying, Morgan, this could be Southern United's final game at Sunnyvale, potentially for some time, given that the artificial turf on Logan Park will be the club's new home next season. Yeah,
brilliant. I'm sure we'll chat about that a wee bit more throughout the match, but just fantastic to see that the turf is pretty much on track for the winter season and then ahead of next season's National League football.
Interesting situation with Hawke's Bay today. They've only travelled with 3 substitutes, one of them being a goalkeeper, so they've not got a lot of room for change. Ty Barham was originally on the team sheet, but for some reason isn't there today. We're not sure why.
Might have just missed his early morning flight.
Yeah, maybe so. I think they were here yesterday.
Did they come up like... Okay, yesterday, yeah. It's certainly one of the more awkward travelling trips in the league, I think, isn't it? Dunedin to and from Hawke's Bay, so there does tend to be a bit of a home advantage in these ties, and Hawke's Bay have a pretty good record in clashes over the years between these two teams. In 30 matches, I think Southern United have only come out on top on seven occasions, with 20 wins for Hawke's Bay, and Hawke's Bay did pick up a victory in the first round up in Napier, which I know the Southern boys will be pretty keen to make amends for. So it looks like Hawke's Bay are about to kick off, and the very familiar face of Paul Eiffel will be getting the game underway in the number 8 shirt there for Hawke's Bay. Great to see him here. Might not get to see him too many more times. He's already come out of retirement once.
Well, I think he's been retiring every year that I've been involved in Southern. So
yeah,
he last time that Hawke's Bay were down here, I remember he scored quite an amazing goal.
Oh, he's still a very classy player. Not that he showed it with that touch he just made there, but I'm sure he'll have his moments in this match.
Looks like Southern lining up with Marcus Fjortoff playing at left fullback, with Connor McDonald suspended for this game.
Yeah, so Connor O'Keefe, who was the Southern United captain, who was suspended from the last match after picking up a few yellow cards, he's back in his familiar right fullback role. He's just thrown it into Tony Whitehead there. So Connor McDonald will be a wee bit of a loss in the middle of the park. Nice to see Ben Dealey back in the starting lineup as well.
Yeah, he looks to have recovered from his illness, Morgan, so yeah, familiar front 3 today with Azarai, Garvin Coughlin, Abdullah Al-Khalisi, Ben Dealey playing in just behind.
And I'm sure Azariah will be buzzing after having picked up his first goal for Southern United in their last match, where they drew 2-2 with the Wellington Phoenix reserves, as Connor O'Keefe sends it across to Denny Ledwith.
Today is actually Azariah's final game of the season, as he's been called up for national team duty with Vanuatu, which he leaves for tomorrow to play 3 international friendlies.
Oh wow, yeah. Still such a young player, but already quite accomplished at the international level. As Denny Ledwith is just about caught in possession there, but Southern get it back to Liam Little to clear.
A bit sloppy there, Morgan.
Was a wee bit sloppy, yeah. And we were just saying earlier that there's a big sort of out for the Hawke's Bay side with their leading goal scorer Sam Mason-Smith not playing, as Southern's leading goal scorer Garvin Coughlin is on the ball looking to spark a counter and gets it out to Connor O'Keefe. What can he do? Still never scored a goal for Southern United, and he's not going to get one here, but the attack goes on. I think Coughlin will keep that in. So encouragingly counter-attack there for Southern United.
Great opportunity there for Southern. They're 3-on-3 at the back. I thought for a second there Connor O'Keefe was going to unleash a left-footed strike, but
yeah. Yeah, so Sam Mason-Smith has been by far and away the shining light. Is it Abdullah Al-Khalisi now pounces on a mistake, and he's through one-on-one, gets a shot in, and it just whizzes past the right post, and that wasn't far away at all.
It looks like a great save, actually. It's a corner.
Did he? Oh, he did get a touch. Well done by Mackenzie Waite then, who's just got his fingertip to that and maybe done enough to prevent the opening goal. Sam Mason-Smith has remarkably scored 16 goals this season for a team that are well out of playoff contention. He's the leading the Golden Boot Stakes, but he's moved over to Australia to play in a winter competition over there.
Well, I'm not sure Hawke's Bay's problem has really been scoring goals, Morgan.
Well, that's right, because they have conceded 50 goals this season, which is exactly double what Southern have conceded.
Southern got to be careful here. They've got a 4.
Yeah, and here's Paul Eiffel, who loves to cut in onto his right foot, and that's what he'll do here, and that's exactly what he does. But Olivieri, the French midfielder, can only blast a tame shot over the goal.
Talking with some of the Southern players in the last couple of weeks about the first game this season up in Hawke's Bay, they found Olivieri one of their best players on the pitch, extremely technically competent player, and they're certainly one to watch out for today.
Yeah, and he's been one of the other goal threats for this Hawke's Bay team, having scored 5 goals for them this season. That's Eric Panzer, the centre back, surging forward.
Sensing a goal here.
Yeah.
Great step over there by Dealey.
Yeah, maybe Eric's seen that we're getting to the end of the season, and he might be, well, I don't know if they still do a nude run in this kind of context, like in the old days, but be looking to pick up his first goal of the season. One of the other players who will be a big threat from this corner, of course, is Stephen Last, who has the other centre-back who's picked up a couple of goals this season. I think him and Eric have started every game this season for Southern United. As Al-Khalisi will swing in a right-footed corner, but can't get it past Paul Eiffel at the near post.
It's a great idea of a ball there from Al-Khalisi. No one quite read it in the centre. Beautiful outside foot curler. Cameron Lindsay, the number 4 there for Hawke's Bay on the ball at the moment. Looks like he's
playing back in a central defensive role at the moment, has also played a lot in the middle of the park for Hawke's Bay. Nicely cut out by Marcus Fjortoft, who leaves his feet, and Hawke's Bay player goes down rather theatrically, looking like he's in a bit of pain. Be interesting to see if Marcus will pick up a yellow card for that challenge. Just be getting a bit of a talking to, which makes sense so early in the match.
Yeah, I think that's really good management from the referee. We've seen in a few games this season that they've come out quite early with yellow cards for tackles that you could say are borderline. Marcus will know for next time at least.
Yeah, Marcus Fjortoft, no stranger to getting a bit of a talking to or a card from the referee this season. He has picked up a couple of yellows and a couple of red cards. But it will be a free kick that Oliveri will swing in here for Hawke's Bay. And easily cleared by Eric Panzer there, and Southern will look to launch something with Coughlin sending it long that's an
incredible ball.
What a ball to Azariah Soroman, but have to give credit to the Hawke's Bay defender there. I think that was George Akers who was sticking to Soroman like glue. As Al Khaleesi is caught offside there. Yeah, that was a great ball from Garvin Coughlin. He not just a threat in front of goal, he's always such a clever player as well.
Garvin Coughlin for Southern has been usually the furthest forward player, but in his native island he often played behind the front striker.
Yeah, that's right, and even when he is playing as the striker in the Southern side, he still will regularly be working and tracking back defensively, really gets around the park. And that helps create space for the likes of Soroman, who does well to keep this one in, and his cross is blocked, so it'll be a throw-in that Connor O'Keefe will take. So Connor picked himself up some new boots late in the season, has he? They look like neon lights.
I think a number of the players were excited by the announcement that the Zidane and Beckham Predators were going to be back again for purchase.
Coughlin is shielding the ball there, and O'Keefe loops in a high cross. Mackenzie Waite claims it.
Did you ever have a pair of Predators, Morgan?
I've never actually had a colourful pair of boots. Funnily enough, my boots that I've got at the moment I think are Predators, but all black ones. I've never worn anything than all black boots. My style of play, it'd be a disgrace if I wore anything with any colour, I think.
I had a pair of white Beckham Predators when I was...
Back when David Beckham was at the peak of his game. Well, it's a great through ball by Eiffel, and sent back across to Eiffel, who tries to chip in a shot. Nice work between Eiffel and Gavin Hoy, the 16 for Hawke's Bay there, trying to break through the middle. Saw a great free kick in some watching some English Premier League highlights this morning. Chris James Ward-Prowse, a youngster from Southampton. Oh, yep. He might be the new David Beckham when it comes to free kicks. He's scored a few already this season.
That's good news, Morgan, because he's in my fantasy football team.
Ah, well, there you go.
Yep.
He's not in mine, unfortunately.
We're at work. We're all trying to catch that Sean Hamill guy
Yeah. Is that what he spent all his time in the office doing?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, but it looks like a 3-horse race between Garvin, myself, and Sean Hamill. Although there is some conjecture that Sean might be disqualified for leaving Football South.
Yeah. Just saw the Hawke's Bay coach, Brett Angel, on the sideline there. He's always entertainment in himself, watching him on the sideline. So keep an eye on him in the dugout for Hawke's Bay as Mackenzie Waite has to rush out to get to the ball ahead of Ben Dealey. Oh, and his flag's up and will deny the goal from Garvin Coughlin. I've just taken my eye off the screen for a wee second there, and
Morgan, if only we could get a replay of that incident.
Yeah, well, if only. As Eric Panzar shields off Eiffel and does enough. Eiffel's not too happy about the challenge, but it seemed like a pretty fair physical battle. Eiffel as passionate as ever. There's a great break here by Ben Dealey, I think it is. Yes, down the left-hand flank, and finds Garvin Coughlin. Just saw him in the box here. So Coughlin unleashes a shot, gets it on target, but it's easy for Waite and goal. Yeah, wouldn't it be handy to be able to watch a replay? Maybe that'll be something that one day we'll be able to bring out. But here's Fjortoft on the ball, and is El Khaleesi onside? He's broken him behind. The flag's not up. He puts it across to Simon, and he puts it home. And Southern United take the lead. No linesman's flag up this time, and there's a few complaints from Hawke's Bay. And here we go, a replay. First ever replay on a Southern United stream. Simon slots the goal. Very unselfish play, and we're seeing a red card now for, is that Cameron Lindsay? This is huge. Cameron Lindsay, the Hawke's Bay defender, is that just for something that he has said to the referee, Alan Wilson? The red card's been flashed, and I think it's Lindsay who's coming off. Brett Angel, the Hawke's Bay coach, isn't happy, and he's trying to figure out what's going on here. This is chaos early in the game here, 14th minute, and Southern take a 1-0 lead. It appears that Hawke's Bay are down to 10 men, losing a very influential player. This is a huge moment, and yeah, Cameron Lindsay has no choice but to come from the field. Wow, this is a pretty crazy start here, Chris.
Yeah, there's quite a bit going on. George Akers just trying to chat to linesman Andrea Verolino. He believes it was offside. Yeah, it looks like it is for dissent.
Yeah, well, every player knows that you have to play to the whistle, and Hawke's Bay did just appear to switch off, and Sorman was left unmarked just a few yards out, smashed it home, and Southern take the lead. Great start for the home side. Paul Eiffel trying to spark something back in, and he does, and the referee, Alan Wilson, he said that's a handball. Connor O'Keefe had his back turned, and what can you do with your arm in that situation? The replay there might not quite catch, unfortunately, the contact there. That seems like an incredibly harsh call. I hate that kind of contact. How can you say that that's an intentional handball? But Paul Eiffel, just a minute after Southern take the lead, has a chance from the penalty spot and sends Liam Little the wrong way, and wow, Hawke's Bay equalise. What a start to this game.
You were thinking we might not have much to talk about at half-time, Morgan.
No.
It's a great penalty from Eiffel there.
It was, yeah. He's such a cool customer. I think the Phoenix could do with a penalty taker like that in their squad these days, but it was Eiffel who sparked that by sending in the cross that appeared to strike O'Keefe's hand, and won the penalty. Eiffel converted it and 1-1.
Great win there by Tony
Now
Whitehead.
Tony Whitehead sends it through to Coughlin. He's 1-on-1 and just directs his shot wide of goal. That was a huge chance for Southern to go back in front. It's all happening here.
It's Whitehead again to Coughlin.
As we watch the...
That's
yes.
a beautiful little chip.
Coughlin, Dealey sent wide there, and Fjortoft pushing forward. Works it to El Khaleesi. What a manic start to this match. 1-1 inside the opening quarter hour. Hawke's Bay down to 10 men after defender Cam Lindsay was shown what appeared to be a straight red possibly for dissent. Last launches it forward out to Soroman out on that right wing. It was a great touch, but he was well closed down by Sho Gotu. Coughlin, great touch, and he fires a shot but over the goal, and he could be seeing quite a bit of action today, I think, and this is quite the entertaining game we've got here. As Panzar wins a strong challenge there. He was claiming the throw-in, but it was awarded to Hawke's Bay. Taken it quickly, and Eiffel just got himself offside there, which he'll be disappointed with because he could see right across the defensive line from there.
Connor O'Keefe saying to the referee it was a AFL throw and B wasn't their throw. But
yeah, and I think he's probably still pretty fired up about that penalty award, which he definitely didn't agree with. So the referee certainly at the centre of things early in this match.
Connor's frustration levels won't be helped by having to miss a game.
Yeah, I think he was he hated not being out on the field. He's been such a key member of this team, and one of a number of these Southern players who have played and started all or just about all of the matches. Has been a real core of the team who've been some of them ever present, and here's Whitehead, who I think's only missed one match. And Stephen Last, who's been ever present. You know, incredible stat about Stephen Last, Chris, which I don't believe. I think there must be something wrong with the stats, but it appears he hasn't picked up a yellow card all season. What's going on there? A centre back not picking up a yellow card.
I have to check that. I do. There is quite a bit of banter. in the office around how can a centre back not get a yellow all season.
Yeah.
But I'd say he does a fairly competent job.
Yeah, no, he's been great this season. Has picked up a couple of goals as well. So Fjortoft, naturally right-footed player at left fullback today. That might mean you might see him make those underlapping runs inside Ben Dealey like that.
Is that what you do for your 35C, Morgan?
Only when I have the energy. As Coughlin gets across, but just sends it a wee bit too deep. Soroman tries to make something of it.
Morgan, I read yesterday, was it your Masters team played a pre-season friendly against Rossay Mokri's Women's Premier League?
Yeah, against our Women's Premier team. Just a pre-season match, just all about a bit of fitness and building those team combinations. And I'll tell you what, it was a really fun match. There was nothing nasty in the game. We weren't really keeping track of the score. I think it was 5-all as the ball's chipped in here, and Coghlan just about gets on the end of that. But yeah, really neat game. It's a really interesting contrast of styles when you have some like a men's Masters team up against a very fit and sharp women's team. So we were pretty happy to keep it fairly even the game. And here's Coghlan with a brilliant first time shot, cutting it across, but good save by Waite. It was pretty much straight at the keeper, to be fair, but he did well to keep it out. How many chances is Garvin going to have today?
Well,
if he doesn't score, well, it's chipped in, and Simon with a powerful header. Was he onside?
yeah, I believe so.
I can't quite see the linesman from here, but he's quite powerful in the air there. He scored with a header from quite close range in our last home match, and he'll probably be disappointed that he couldn't quite get that on target there.
Well, it's 1-1 Morgan, but it could have been 3 or 4-1 at this point.
Yeah. Hawke's Bay haven't done a lot to threaten other than that penalty, but yeah, Southern look like they're going to be creating a lot of chances today. I think they'll be licking their lips with a Hawke's Bay team down to 10 men early in this game, and when you look at the score lines of some of Hawke's Bay's most recent games, they did well to get a 2-2 draw with Tasman United last week in a televised game, but they've conceded in their matches before that. They lost 7-2 to Waitakere, 6-3 to Team Wellington, conceded 4 against Hamilton, 4 against Auckland City, 5 against Canterbury United. It's just a phenomenal flood of goals that they've been letting in. So with having one of their most important defenders in Cam Lindsay sent off early in this match, you'd be a brave man to think that they're not going to concede any more goals in this game. But Oliveri now trying to create something, and in a bit of space here, Hawke's Bay sends it back to Oliveri, who drives a shot, but it's blocked. Go to the left-sided player for Hawke's Bay.
Yeah, as you can see, Hawke's Bay still very much dangerous on attack.
Yeah, this is going to be such an open game, and Whitehead finds Coghlan. They've got a great combination, those two. And Coghlan, well, a bit hopeful with that chance and sends it well wide, but
Yeah, you won't want to see that replay.
yeah, Tony Whitehead from his deep midfield role has laid on a few assists to Garvin this season, and just about did the same there. Eiffel finds Oliveri, who looks to cut across to his left foot. O'Keefe does well with 2 challenges there. Great defending from the Southern United captain. And Soroman doing well back in the defensive third as well.
Ooh, that was extremely close
that was,
from Eiffel.
Maybe a wee bit casual from the Southern defence, because Eiffel just about managed to poke that one on target. Coghlan, and numbers forward here. Dealey, that's just in front of him, and it'll be a goal kick, but geez, it really is all happening here. It's great that for everyone watching this, this is certainly has been, and I'm sure will continue to be, a very entertaining match and a very open one. And it must have been a late challenge there from Eric Panzar, and
I think it was just an aerial challenge, but the referee stopping it just because of a risk of a head injury.
Yeah. So it might just be a chance for players from both teams to take a bit of a deep breath.
I think it's critical for Southern United to put one of their opportunities away prior to half-time. Otherwise, Hawke's Bay will their aim will be to come out after the game and manage the game, park the bus essentially.
Yeah, I know that the Southern coach Paul O'Reilly doesn't like to get sort of too emotional or carried away. He'll just be wanting his team to stick to their game plan and know that chances will come from sticking to that plan.
But certainly the opportunities are coming. It's lack of a final decision, or maybe the wrong choice made, or maybe just the execution of the finish that needs to improve at the moment. But
that's right. But there's so much time left in this game that there will be further good chances. So it looks like Olivieri here's. I'm sure he'll be right to continue after taking a bit of a knock, but is just having to come to the sideline. Fourth official, Lindsay Robinson down there.
Yeah, Marcus Vjotov there slowing it down well just to take advantage of the free kick, which is taken quickly. Fortunately out of play.
Yeah.
The execution of the set pieces today from Southern leaving a bit to be desired.
Has so far, because I know again that's one of those parts of their game that they really pride themselves on. Gavin Hoy can't keep that one in the field of play. Red Angel, he'll spend more time outside his little designated area today than he will in it, I think. As Danny Ledwith, he was just breaking free there, so that's not a bad wee free kick for Hawke's Bay to give up.
Red Angel, all familiar with football, he's an ex-pro from the UK.
Yeah, I know from back when I was a kid, he was a bit of a legendary striker, banging in goals in the lower leagues over in England.
Very unlike Connor O'Keefe there, giving the ball away.
Eiffel cleverly finds his teammate Goto, and Karen Mandia there, the number 22, young midfielder who has, I think, played just about every game for Hawke's Bay this season.
Southern got to be careful again here. They're just overloaded in the centre.
Chipped forward, and Dealey does well to find Coughlin, and Dealey should just about win that. He does, and a clever play, and he'll cut across in, and Simon with his head to the ball, but he somehow managed to send it backwards. But good play and attack there for Southern United. Just about thought Simon might have another headed goal there. Eiffel once again, classy play, looking to spark something for Hawke's Bay, and it's going to come back out the left-hand side. Gavin Hoy is shielded off it by Eric Panzer. Good defending by the big Southern defender there.
Panzer saved Connor O'Keefe's bacon there. Connor still up from the previous attack.
Yeah, and those two combine here for Panzer to get it clear. And geez, every time that Southern sort of get any chance to be on the counter-attack, they look dangerous. I think Garvin Coughlin's giving this Hawke's Bay defence nightmares. I know he has scored a few goals in this fixture. He picked up a hat-trick up in Napier about a year ago, I think, actually.
The final game of last season. Yeah. It was also St Patrick's Day, so I believe.
That's right, that's absolutely right. If Whitehead it's a pretty tame shot, but that's good to see him prepared to have a go as well.
You know, I've been doing some one-on-one training with Tony Whitehead Morgan to improve my fitness.
Yeah, and he's been working wonders, hasn't he?
Yeah, but and I've seen him. We do a little drill hitting things from long range, and I've seen him do much better than that. So let's hope for him yet.
Great. Let's hope he gets another chance in this game then, as the ball breaks here for Kevin Hoy, but he's shielded off it.
Hawke's Bay doing well here to box Sydney United in there in the third.
Yeah.
Well won there by Ben Dealey. Familiar with the fullback position.
Yeah, and El Khaleesi on the counter. He's already looking dangerous today, El Khaleesi. Led with in a lot of space in the middle of the park, sends it right to O'Keefe. Whitehead sends it back left to Ledwith. Clever ball into Sorman, who comes short and drives a shot, and it hits the post. What an effort from Sorman! Striking the post. Oh, that would have been one heck of a goal. Oh, this game's just got a bit of everything. I'm loving it. And yellow card for Danny Ledwith there, it looks, for a challenge in the middle of the park.
I have to check Morgan, but he might actually...
I have a suspension looming,
close,
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be his fourth yellow card of the season, and I think that does... Is it 4?
5.
Oh, is it 5 that's required? Okay. Well, yeah, don't quote me on those numbers. I might not have them up to date. That would be a real shame if he was suspended for the last game, because, once again, don't quote me on this, but I think that Danny Ledwith is one of just a small handful of players in the competition who's played every minute of the competition so far for his team. So it'd be a shame if he missed the final game of the season with suspension. As Stephen Last just puts that one over his own goals for a corner. It's going to be the left-footed Oliveri to send in this corner for Hawke's Bay. Sends it in, looking for Eiffel, who got himself into a bit of space deep at the far post, but it was well cleared. And clever ball there. Boy, and Eiffel with the first touch that we know he's so capable of, such a silky player, but couldn't quite create a shot on goal there.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is Daniel Ledwith's 5th yellow this season.
That's a real shame. It's Eiffel with a clever chip, but can't quite get it on target from a very tight angle. But, gee, he's going to be a constant threat for his Hawke's Bay side today.
We could have already had a Wellington Phoenix score.
Well, yes, yeah. I didn't manage to catch that game. I was out last night, and I've pretty much just seen the scoreline, and you were checking out some of the highlights earlier, Chris. What an absolutely crazy game.
Yeah, some nice goals as well. The second goal especially.
Yeah. It's Ledwith. It does well. Finds Khaleesi. He's in a little bit of space. Finds Coughlin. He gets a shot and it's in! Southern United back in the lead. What a goal. What a touch from El Khaleesi. Here's the replay. Look at this. Danny Ledwith. This was a nice wee pass to El Khaleesi, and look at the goal on that ball. Coughlin getting into space. Cool finish past a helpless keeper.
Played onside there by Goto in the centre, so thankfully the linesman's flag stayed down.
Yeah, and I don't think there were any real arguments against offside there from Hawke's Bay as opposed to the opening goal. So Southern United back in front. What a game we've got here.
Paul Eiffel giving his team a little bit of a talking to there. I imagine he's saying something on the lines of settle down, keep the ball, don't panic.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah. What a game we've got here. Still 10 minutes to play pretty much in this first half, and Southern United leading Hawke's Bay 2-1. Hawke's Bay down to 10 men with Cam Lindsay being sent off. And there could have been plenty more goals as well. Southern in particular have had half a dozen really good chances. Eiffel somehow in acres of space, and what a touch to go past last. He just tries to dink a wee shot. He's really disappointed because he knows that was a big chance. I can't understand how Eiffel managed to get himself into so much space as the only player forward for Hawke's Bay. I'm sure Paul O'Reilly will be screaming at his defensive line up there.
There is a lot of head shaking from that one. Be interesting to see that back later, but it looked like Southern sort of went all out attack. Garvin dropped down into midfield, and the ball played to him was just too short.
And he flicks it on here, and Sorman, wow, what an impact he's having on this game. As you said earlier, Chris, he'll miss Southern's last game due to an international call-up to the Vanuatu international side. Geez, he'll be going into that with a lot of confidence based on how he's playing at the moment.
Yeah, and actually we worked quite hard with the national team to allow him to stay for an extra game because he was scheduled to travel out yesterday. So yeah, really appreciate them letting us have him for this game.
Oh,
and, he was pretty happy about it too.
Yeah, well, that's great to hear. But surely they'll love the fact that he's able to get some good quality game time under his belt, and especially need a bit of confidence from scoring goals as well. Eiffel turning. Few players can turn on a dime like he can, but the counter-attack there is just thwarted. Oh, Olivieri, there's no free kick there, even though he managed to, appeared to catch Ledwith from behind, and Eiffel gets a shot away, but well blocked by Tony Whitehead. Did a great job there, and it will be a corner. Once again, Connor O'Keefe turns his back on the ball and it just about struck his arm. Could have been a nervous moment after he earlier conceded a penalty in a similar situation.
I'd stay away from him all day tomorrow, Morgan, if he got another penalty against him.
Yeah. As Hoy breaks free down the left and Panzer blocks it for a throw-in.
Connor O'Keefe just telling Southern to wake up here. They're falling to sleep, and Hawke's Bay are taking things quite quickly, raising the intensity. They've got to be careful here.
Eiffel, so dangerous in these situations. Panzer has to stay on his feet. 3 players surrounding Eiffel, and they just about get it clear. O'Keefe does well to intercept that one there.
He's clearly still very talented, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. He might have lost a little bit of his pace and acceleration. Apparently that happens to some of us when we get a bit older, Chris, but he's still so good on the ball. And that was Mandia who was having a bit of a moan on the ground when, if he had been on his feet, could have had a chance. But here he is on the ball again, and he's driving into a bit of space. Sends it out to the right-hand side.
Great play there from Ben Dealey. He's been
He's
excellent.
done really well. Yeah. And here's Dealey again. Does well. And still the ball falls for Whitehead, so there's still a chance here for Southern to create another goal-scoring opportunity. Yeah, Ben Dealey seems to have a great engine on him. He gets up and down the flank. El Khaleesi finds O'Keefe as Hawke's Bay with two banks of 4 players sit quite deep, and then Eiffel just pretty much the one player who's not behind the ball. He's been given a bit of a free roll now, just to be the hanging on the last man. But with Hawke's Bay reduced down to 10 men, it's meaning a big defensive effort from the rest of the team. Garvin Coughlin trying to create a wee 1-2 here with Connor O'Keefe, and Coughlin, he does well. He gets a shove in the back there. Can't believe that's not a free kick, and you can see Southern United coach Paul O'Reilly certainly thinking the same. But in this game, which just remains incredibly open, Hawke's Bay just about look to spark a counter of their own there. This is just end-to-end football. Eiffel cropping up deep, and then a long-range effort on target there from Lewis Toomey, but it was easy for Liam Little.
Garvin Coughlin just signalling, hit it behind me.
Garvin Coughlin just with those goal kicks and long clearances too. It's incredible for someone who's not huge and doesn't have a big physical presence, but he's so good at holding the ball up and flicking it on to teammates. Such a good all-round player.
He has that incredible ability to hang in the air.
Yeah.
As well.
There's El Khaleesi with a clever wee dink, trying to find Soroman, and wasn't far away. Well, this only a couple of minutes to go in this first half. I'm thinking it's just flown by, Chris. It's, as we've said, it's had a bit of everything. Southern definitely won't be wanting to concede another one before the half-time break, and Mandir here on the break and has an overlap, but just behind his teammate there. Cross comes in, and what a finish! And was that my fault? Did I curse us there? Because we'll see from the replay here, it was a clever cross in, and Olivieri got him behind the defence, and what a finish! Dinked in, and 2-2 with about a minute to play in this first half. There could be a little bit of additional time, given a couple of stoppages that we've had. Wow. 10-man Hawke's Bay United, who have been under the pump for much of this half, and somehow they're 2-2 with Southern United. I think this could lead to a pretty furious half-time chat from Paul O'Reilly, I would imagine, Chris. Wouldn't want to be a fly on the wall.
I'd imagine from both coaches.
Well, yes. Yeah, probably a bit of a coach's nightmare this game, but certainly for any football fans, particularly if you're a neutral watching this on our live stream, it's been a really entertaining game. Can Southern try and retake the lead before the half-time break? O'Keefe on the ball. Whitehead with a looped cross, but it's far too deep.
I believe I saw a number 3 in terms of extra minutes.
So 3 minutes signalled by fourth official Lindsay Robinson. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's still another good chance in this game before the half-time whistle does go, and Coughlin trying to put a bit of pressure on there. Whitehead in a bit of space. as Hawke's Bay sit even deeper now. They would love to be able to go into the half-time break with the scores tied after twice going behind and also having a man sent off in the opening quarter of an hour.
Great ball from Ledwith there to Khaleesi.
Ledwith getting a bit further forward than normal and finds El Khaleesi. O'Keefe finds Ledwith. He might try and put in a left-footed cross here. Finds Whitehead in a bit of space. Fires it across to Fjortoft. Coughlin dropping deep. Dinks it in. Just wasn't quite on the same wavelength as his teammates there. O'Keefe. Southern United really wanting to create something here before the half-time whistle goes. Plenty of players forward. Fjortoft. Clever ball. Ledwith. Finds El Khaleesi. Gets a shot, but it's blocked. Back out to Fjortoft.
Similar beautiful one-touch play there.
Yeah, this is nice and just a very patient build-up, and unfortunately Panzer just lets the move break down there. I think that's one of the interesting things about when you have a player like Fjortoft at left back, who's not naturally a left-footed player, so as Oliveri breaks past Panzer here into the box. A couple of players forward here. Where's Paul Eiffel? He's
playing left full-back, it seems.
Yeah, okay, so he's just dropped in deep. Coughlin with what a turn to get past Akers, and Dealey and Akers of space out on the left-hand side. He'll keep that in, and he has some support. What's he going to do? El Khaleesi. Just seconds left in this opening half. Ledwith, patient play again. El Khaleesi tries to drill across. And that is the half-time whistle. Wow, what a half of football. Two all here at half-time between Southern United and Hawke's Bay at Sunnyvale Park. It's been an incredibly entertaining game. A little bit of everything. Southern United took the lead after about 14 minutes through Azariah Soroman. There were complaints from the Hawke's Bay team about offside in the build-up to that goal, and Cam Lindsay picked up a red card amongst those disputes. But just a minute after that opening goal, Paul Eiffel converted a penalty for Hawke's Bay to equalise. Southern United retook the lead after about 35 minutes, but then once again Hawke's Bay pulled a goal back late in that first half. 2-2. Make sure that you stick around for the second half, because I will almost guarantee that there will be more goals in this game. And look at this, we have a pizza arriving by the looks of it. Magical stuff. So yeah, please stick around. What are we going to do during the half-time break other than eat pizza, Chris?
Well, I mean, that's our award for all a hard-earned season.
Yeah. Good stuff, and geez, they do great pizzas and great food here at the Village Green. I hope you've been enjoying the game. Feel free to leave us any comments or any feedback on social media, on our Southern United Twitter handle or Facebook page. It's been really exciting to bring you this football. We might just switch off the microphone for a few minutes so you don't hear us scoffing pizza, but please do stick around. Well, welcome back to Sunnyvale Park here with the second half just about to get underway between Southern United in the full blue kit and Hawke's Bay in the white shirts. If you have only just tuned in and missed the first half, you've missed one of the more entertaining halves of football that you'll see in a hurry because, 4 goals, a red card quite early on to Cameron Lindsay from Hawke's Bay. In fact, Chris has just gone running down to try and find out what might have happened with that red card, so we'll see if he can let us know what might have happened there.
Just a bit out of breath.
I'll let you get your breath back, Chris. But today we didn't bring any half-time interviews and that like we normally do, and that's because we've been scoffing some pizza for lunch, so sorry not sorry. As the second half gets underway, Whitehead finds Coughlin in space. There's going to be goals in the second half, so don't go anywhere. A few players forward here for Southern, and Coughlin will look to create something. He's got El Khaleesi and Dealey, but it just sends it over both of those players. And Fjortoft just a little bit late arriving and concedes a free kick. So I'm just having a little bit of a look at the players. I don't see any substitutions having been made at the half-time break. It appears that Hawke's Bay have only travelled with 2 outfield subs and a goalkeeper reserve, so there's going to be some tired legs, particularly for them in the second half, I think, being down to 10 men. El Khaleesi does a great job there to steal the ball off Mandir, and Coughlin picks up a free kick. Have you got your breath back yet, Chris?
Yep, just finished my pizza as well.
So, can you shed any light on what might have happened?
Yeah, so I just had a chat with the referees, and it was foul and abusive behaviour the player was sent off for. I won't repeat what was said for your sensitive ears, Morgan.
So it was essentially just verbal dissent, strongly worded verbal dissent.
Yeah, it was 2 words repeated over and over again.
Okay.
You can use your imagination. And I think the player just approached the referee quite
in a threatening sort of sense.
In a threatening way, straight after the goal was scored.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
it's pretty disappointing to see from an experienced player like Cam Lindsay, who has spent a lot of time over in England with Blackburn Rovers, as Coughlin just about gets a header on target there, and he also spent some time in the professional environment with the Wellington Phoenix as well. He's usually a pretty cool customer, so pretty disappointing that he lost his cool in that situation, and so early in the game, inside 15 minutes, and saw his team reduced to 10 men.
I'm not sure it's a big secret, as well as several of the supporters down there mentioned that they'd heard it.
Yeah, wow. Oh, and Simon with a left-footed effort, hit with power but sent over the bar. Bit of header tennis in the middle of the park. El Khaleesi does well to bring it down. What a touch. Whitehead swings it out to Fjortoft with a bit of space down this left-hand flank. So I was saying earlier, Chris, that quite interesting with Fjortoft in this left fullback role. What it sort of means is that rather than him firing in big crosses, he's more likely to cut back onto his right foot and play a calculated pass across the box. He's done that on quite a few occasions, and it's actually helped, I think, with a lot of the attacking build-up for Southern. They've been able to build up some good chances around the Hawke's Bay penalty area.
Yeah, I'd say though, don't discount Marcus Fjortoft on his left foot. He's still pretty decent on either side.
Yep.
And he's got a fair amount of experience playing in positions that require it.
I think that might have been Ben Dealey featured in the match program this week, answering some questions about his teammates, and I think he labelled Marcus as the hardest trainer.
Wow.
In the team, actually, might have been. As Stephen Last battles in the air with Oliveri there and does enough.
There's an incredible amount of space on this field.
There is, yeah. Just feels like it's been such an open game.
I'm sorry to tell you, Morgan, that I donated our leftover pizza to a group of young supporters.
No, that's a great move. I had more than enough. It was fantastic pizza. I could have eaten a heck of a lot more, but I definitely don't need to. So that was a great move.
The group includes Paul O'Reilly's daughter Rosa.
Oh, lovely wee Rosa. Yep.
And as was in the paper yesterday, they have another arriving any day.
Oh, so it's actually pretty soon, is it? Oh, that's exciting stuff. Oh, look at the turn there from Oliveri, and he feeds through to Eiffel. The linesman's flag does go up for offside. It looked like it was probably fairly tight. Wow, but the way that Oliveri found Eiffel, somehow Eiffel just has this incredible knack for finding space, doesn't he?
Such an intelligent player.
Yeah.
He's knows how to exploit space. He knows just when to make his move as well.
Yeah, I understand that the Wellington Phoenix A-League side that had their huge win last night, I haven't watched the game yet myself, but I understand that the youngster Kellen Elliott made his debut, might have been off the bench. And I know that Eiffel has been a bit of a mentor for him, both at Tasman United last year as Oliveri pounces on a bit of a mistake, but straight to Liam Little. But yeah, Paul Eiffel, I think he runs a bit of a football academy in that as well. So it's fantastic to see someone like him who had such a great career over in England, including Premier League football and playing for the likes of Sheffield United and might have been Millwall or one or two other teams that he featured for over there. And but he's just doing so many positive things for football in New Zealand now after becoming a bit of a legend at the Wellington Phoenix.
Of course, he'll be very happy to see where the Phoenix are going in recent times.
Yeah, definitely. And here he is on the ball, dropping a bit deeper now, and clever ball. The combination he has with Oliveri is clearly where most of their chances are coming from. Fjortoft does well, finds Coughlin. Whitehead tries to send it over to El Khaleesi. It is cleared though by Akers, a talented youngster. Ledwith just outside the penalty box, sending the ball out to the right hand side, and the Southern United captain Connor O'Keefe finds Coughlin, who drops deep, loves to do that and drags defenders with him, and a bit of an overlap, and unfortunately Fjortoft and El Khaleesi just weren't quite on the same track there. And Eiffel's a bit frustrated there with the ball from Oliveri because he knows that there was a counter-attack on. El Khaleesi now dropping deep in the middle. Fjortoft pushing a long way forward on the left-hand side, and has Bendili overlapping. This is good patient play from Southern United though, Chris. They've just sort of look like they're trying to calm things down a wee bit and build their chances a wee bit more methodically. And they're likely to dominate possession in the second half with the extra man, and these will be the moments where Hawke's Bay will try and counter. Cut out by Danny Ledwith for Southern, and finds Coughlin, who does such a good job of making himself available to those kind of balls. Soroman, who had an impressive first half and scored the opener for Southern United. Happy to switch the ball across the park at the moment. Fjortoff finds Coughlin, and he's onside. He was clearly onside there. He's in a great position for that, and he cuts in. Clever ball, finds Soroman at the far post. Heavy touch though, and can't quite get a shot away. Wow, that was a big chance. It was a great play by Garvin Coughlin. Unselfish. But now Olivieri gets in behind. He trips over the ball though. Crowded out by the Southern defenders, and they're happy to give away a corner there. Corner for the visitors, Hawke's Bay United. Don't really appear to have a lot of tall timber up forward, so can't create a chance, but it's a clever cross there by Goto, and still a chance for Hawke's Bay United. El Khaleesi in a bit of space down the right hand flank, and there's players forward. Well, he was trying to send it right across the field to Coughlin, but didn't have the radar working there.
Yeah, I can see Paul O'Reilly leaving this for maybe another 5 or 10 minutes, and if there's no change in score, he's got a couple of options on the bench. Pacey, Adam Hewson. Yeah,
wow, there's a lot of youth across that bench at the moment, isn't there? Isn't it great to see?
The average age is potentially 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could see Hewson or Colotti potentially. Brilliant there from Bendili again.
Yeah, great play.
I think he's been exceptional today.
Oh, hasn't he? And Coughlin just does so well to get on the end of that, and Simon steaming in at the far post, and Coughlin, well, I think he was appealing for a penalty, was he, for a shirt pull, and the referee's whistle went, and just about thought he was going to get his way there for a minute, but it's going to be a corner. Garvin just seemed to almost sort of give up on that when it appeared to get a wee tug on his shirt. Soroman had raced into the far post. It's quickly taken here, and Ledwith swings in a high cross, but it is cleared.
I think Hawke's Bay United have done very well from those set pieces against Southern today. They've won most things in the air in the box, to be fair.
Yeah, they have, and as I said earlier, they don't really seem to have a lot of really big players there to dominate in the air, quite like we see at the back for Southern, but they have dealt with the set pieces very well. Fjortoff does well there to win the ball off Toomey, and has actually won a throw. Connor O'Keefe sends it forward, but Coughlin in this situation was just offside. So Toomey on the ball here, up against Stephen Last. Squares it, looking for Eiffel, but doesn't come close to finding his teammate there. Somehow we're about to hit the hour mark and there haven't been any further goals in this game, although it's Hawke's Bay on the attack here in the box, and it's a clever turn by Gavin Hoy. He's going to win a corner. So corner kick here is wee breeze is just starting to pick up at Sunnyvale. Easily cleared by O'Keefe. And then Panda on the second attempt gets it clear for Southern. El Khaleesi trying to shut down Josh Murphy, the fullback for Hawke's Bay. It might be one of the reasons for just how open this game has been the conditions, which it's certainly not hot, but I don't think it's particularly cold out there. Just quite pleasant conditions for the players. And Coughlin, he's onside here as well.
It's a summary 13 degrees, Morgan.
Is it only 13 degrees? Well, it's quite nice inside where we're sitting. Is white head! Oh, I thought that was going in. It wasn't too far away. It would have been a spectacular goal. Yeah, being a summer league, the players have had their fair share of matches played in some pretty
there could be some trouble here, Morgan.
Yellow card for Olivieri. That was just a bit dumb, thumping the ball away into the car park, I think, after...
Well, Paul O'Reilly was claiming it was aimed at him.
Oh, okay, and now there's a wee applause for Olivieri, who I think can see a little bit of humour in it. French midfielder who been a wee bit of a journeyman playing around Europe and also in North America, I believe, but has been a key part of the Hawke's Bay squad this season. Oh, Eiffel just about getting onto that ambitious through ball. Toomey in the middle of the park for Hawke's Bay is now Southern with 10 players in behind the ball. But a number of those players now surging forward. That's really poor from Danny Ledwith, although it was a case of having 4 or 5 teammates but all running away from him. He probably needed an easier option. Clever play, Eiffel. Just once again looks like he's got the ball glued to his feet but can't quite keep possession.
Potentially might be seeing 2 Southern United changes here, both Rory Finley and Adam Hewson getting ready.
Is Fjortoft, and once again Coughlin beats the offside trap. Such intelligent runs. You can see the Hawke's Bay captain, Tay, there, seeming to think that the Southern United forward was offside, but we could see from our vantage point that he had timed his run perfectly. So El Khaleesi with the corner. Look for Stephen Last or Marcus Fjortoft to try and get on the end of this one. And it's actually Soroman there who's putting pressure on the keeper, Mackenzie Waite, who did well just to get it clear, and here we go, end to end again.
So they have to be very careful here.
Yeah.
Stephen Last, Marcus Fjortoft.
Yeah, go to.
Both still forward.
Oh, can't find his teammate. Gee, that was a chance for Hawke's Bay.
Yeah, I wonder who's going to come off here, Morgan. One of Azariah or El Khaleesi maybe.
Is Eiffel again trying to get him behind? Yeah, I think we've seen Ben Dealey make way in a few games as well. He's certainly expended a lot of energy out there today, and he might get a chance here with El Khaleesi. Tries to put it through to Dealey. And it looks like another corner. Another chance here for Southern United from a set piece.
Some secret whisperings there from the playbook, maybe.
Yeah, this could be a bit of a training ground move here. Although really, I think it's probably just saying I'm aiming for Lasty. Some tall timber in there for Southern, and it just about found Stephen Last, but good work from the keeper again.
Yeah, it's a great take there. Southern again have to be careful on the counter here.
Yes, and surging forward through the middle. Lucky that Connor O'Keefe was very well positioned to cut that one out. Stephen Last gives up a free kick there. Still doesn't pick up a yellow card.
Yeah, so it looks like both Rory Funley and Adam Houston coming on.
Yeah, double substitution for Southern United. So number 14, Rory Findlay, who I think has been
Looks like Ben Dealey.
compared to Fellaini on a few occasions, at least in terms of hairstyle. Can't miss him. So yeah, Ben Dealey, he's put in a great shift.
As well.
Yeah, that's a really interesting one, but might signal the intent.
Yeah, to go free at the back, I'd say.
Yeah, so Eric Panzer looks a bit disappointed to be coming off, but it does appear to be a tactical substitution. So Rory Findlay, naturally left fullback. Adam Hewson, certainly a more attacking player.
Lindsay Robinson has asked us to buy a digital score substitution board. I think the laminated card won't look so great on the turf.
Well, you should be careful what you wish for, Chris, because I was just reading the other day that it might have been the AFL over in Australia bought fancy new as Tony Whitehead surges forward, and is that Adam Hewson, I think? Yeah, getting on the ball nice and early. But yeah, the AFL forked out $5,000 for a fancy digital scoreboard for every team, but they've had to stop using them after a week because you can't read them in the sunlight.
We won't have that problem down here, Mark.
Maybe not, but they've gone back to the laminated cardboard, so it reminds me of NASA as well, when I think they spent millions of dollars trying to develop a ballpoint pen that would work in space until someone realised that they could just use a pencil. As the ball comes across to Soroman, gets on the ball, what can he do? Tries to cut onto his right foot for a shot. Still plenty of players forward here, but no one on the end of that for Danny Ledwith.
Yeah, we certainly won't be spending $5,000 on a substitution board more.
No. As El Khaleesi wins the challenge. Oh, tried to slot it through for Coughlin, but not quite.
Well won there by Paul Eiffel.
Yeah. Olivieri's isolated, surrounded by four defenders. Rory Findlay, the youngster from Mosgiel, who's been really impressive whenever he's been called upon this season. Great to see the likes of him coming into this setup and obviously embracing the setup of the team and the environment.
Dan Ledwith has to be careful there, he's already on a yellow.
Yeah, almost looked like a bit of a tired challenge from Ledwith. Toomey sends the ball back to Akers. Who's comfortable off both feet, and he gets a left-footed cross all the way across the park there. Sorry, the camera hasn't quite kept up, but here we go. And Connor O'Keefe had to come across and get that one away. Eiffel, so clever in these situations, he wins a throw-in.
This is one of those interestingly poised games, Morgan, that could actually go anywhere at this point. Could Southern keep putting the pressure on and get a goal? Can Hawke's Bay nick something on the counter-attack from a set piece?
I'm sure that Southern will be genuinely really hungry to win this game and really seal that 5th spot on the table, whereas Hawke's Bay, especially being down to 10 men, they might be happy enough to get a point. But Simon here gets in behind the defence. What can he do with his left foot? He can only put a tame shot straight towards Waite, but Simon once again getting into a dangerous position. Yeah, Hawke's Bay have had a bit of a horror run of form. They're actually only a couple of spots behind Southern on the table, but they've just really fallen away in recent weeks. As player goes down for Hawke's Bay, and they were claiming a penalty, but nothing in it, so play on.
Yeah, Southern, a win today will secure Sunny United's best ever finish.
Yeah, brilliant. It's Coghlan once again. Oh, the flag goes up. That was a really tight one.
I believe with a draw we do secure 5th place as well.
Even with the draw, okay, wow. There you go. So maybe it wouldn't be the worst result, and it would keep this fantastic run going. 6 games without defeat before today. 3 wins and 3 draws for Southern United. And that run includes a number of the top teams, including Auckland City and Team Wellington. I guess just 1 game remaining for Southern United, an away game to Eastern Suburbs. That will be a tough one, but they'll be hoping to avenge at least the scoreline from their game here at Sunnyvale earlier in the season. I think that was 6-1, wasn't it, to Eastern Suburbs?
Yeah, I think Polo would just be looking for their team to make sure they can be competitive in that game, put in a good performance.
Yeah,
show Eastern Suburbs that was a one-off.
And especially if Southern have sealed 5th spot, then they you might see a couple of these other youngsters get a little bit more game time potentially too.
Yeah, this is dangerous though.
Yeah,
perfect range for
Paul Eiffel and Oliveri, 2 brilliant set-piece players fighting over this one. Who's it going to be? It almost looks like Oliveri's lining it up, but no, it is Eiffel. Chips it in, but it's pretty easy for Liam Little. Eiffel's pretty disappointed with himself there because he knows that he can do a lot better from those sort of situations. It's been great to watch today, Paul Eiffel. If you excuse me and my croaky throat, we're both sounding a wee bit husky today because of the man flu. Got a medal. Well done. A tug on the shirt by El Khaleesi there will be a free kick for Hawke's Bay. Bit of a shame with the scheduling of this game, Chris. Unfortunately, coincided with the triathlon, which involved a lot of kids this morning. See, we've got a youngster here sporting a medal behind us, and you look pretty proud. Yeah, well done. Flicked over by Mandir, the Hawke's Bay midfielder there.
I'll buy a medal for any winning goal from a Southern United player.
Well, there you go. And Coghlan, is he onside here? We'll see, because he's got onto it and tries it in an audacious way. Almost a bit of a toe poke, wasn't it?
Maybe you heard me, Morgan. Maybe.
Yeah. Get a nice shiny medal to match his hairdo there, Gavin Coghlan. Good strong header there by Danny Ledwith in the middle of the park, and Whitehead in a similar challenge there, but it's a clever turn by Gavin Hoy, and he's still on the ball here. Mandir getting forward. They've got a few numbers forward here, and Eiffel with that shimmy, and again Hawke's Bay showing a wee bit of intent, just in this wee period of the game.
Yeah, they're playing extremely well, saying they've got 10 players on the field.
And Whitehead brings down his opponent there. He's going to pick up a yellow card for that challenge. And another free kick in a pretty dangerous position for the visitors. If you are watching this game at home or wherever, I hope you're following our Southern United Twitter account as well. Ed does a wonderfully colourful job with the live updates. So just taking their time with the free kick here. Haven't really seen any movement from the Hawke's Bay subs bench yet, so they still haven't made any changes in this match. And it looks like it's going to be Maxime Olivieri who will take this free kick. Will it be a shot? He's a wee way out, but wouldn't be surprised if he did have a go at goal here. Olivieri, no, he sends it left. Out to go to. It was pretty disappointing really from Hawke's Bay, but they might still try and create something from this. Eiffel. 3 players surround him. He still dinks it across Soroman. Not the best clearance. Southern United still under pressure here. Olivieri with a right-footed effort, but blocked.
In the bad news, Jerome Morgan, the yellow card for Tony Whitehead there means he also misses the last game of the season.
Oh, that's a real shame, because I think he's only missed one other game all season. I think he's been such a great addition to the team in that sort of holding midfield role. He's allowed the likes of Danny Ledwith and that to be a wee bit more creative than in the last couple of seasons. So that is a bit of a loss for Southern United, especially coming up against a team like Eastern Suburbs. You kind of want to have your first choice holding midfielder available. Hawke's Bay surging forward again. It's Mandir. Finds Olivieri. Gets a shot away, but into the side netting. Although Fjortoft did get a block in there, and will be a corner for Hawke's Bay. And is this another yellow card? I was silly enough to take my eye off the action there for just a few seconds, and in a game like this today, where it's all happening, you just can't afford to do that. So I didn't quite see what happened there. So another corner here for Hawke's Bay. Olivieri again to send it in. It's quite a deep one. Should be comfortably cleared by Southern. But Hawke's Bay do keep a few players forward. There's still no goals in the second half. I can't believe that. I really thought there'd be another flood of goals after we had 4 in the first half. Another free kick for Hawke's Bay. I think the game's just suiting them at the moment. Pretty stop-start. They've been down to 10 men for much of the game. They swing it across the left, across to Toomey. He chips it in at the far post. Eiffel, and Finley does just about enough, but Eiffel, oh, got the shot away, just couldn't get it on target. There were appeals for Eiffel with a wee handball in that play, but just such good close control. Bit of a loose back pass there by Coughlin, and then Fjortoft. It's not really something you want to be doing deep in your own half. He makes up for it with a strong challenge there though. But now they have an overlapping run. Nicely cut out by Connor O'Keefe. That was really important.
Oh, he's such a star, isn't he? Reads the game
Does
extremely
those
well.
things so well. He made a couple of wee mistakes in that first half, including, well, I think it was more bad luck rather than a mistake with the penalty that was conceded. But he's made up for it throughout the rest of the game. My biggest disappointment of the second half, Chris, has been just how quiet Brett Angel's been for much of it. I was expecting a wee bit more sideline entertainment.
No, he does pretty well nowadays, I think, after, was it last season or the season before, he got a bit of a...
He's had a couple of
a
couple of moments. Yeah. No, he's always good value. Swung in last, he gets his head to the ball, but straight at the keeper. Southern haven't had too many of those sort of set-piece opportunities in this half.
Yeah, it looks like Southern are getting ready to bring on Oliver Collodi.
It'll be great to see. I don't think I've actually seen him in action yet, so it's a long-range effort, not too far away. Yeah, I've heard that Oliver's got pretty big reps on him. He's still, what we think he might be about 16.
Yeah,
and
15, 16.
Yeah, 15 or 16.
He's playing also with a broken arm.
So he's still got the cast on, has he? Yeah, so good on him. Ledworth thumps it forward, and Soromon's actually in a bit of space here, and he'll be able to bring it down. He's got Finley with him. Finley on the ball, and Soromon, well, that was, I don't want to use the word pathetic, but
it was quite theatrical.
It was theatrical, that's the word I was looking for.
I think he's quite lucky not to be punished for...
Oh, and Hewson, he hasn't had too many touches since he came on, but he might have been going for goal there, and Garvin Coughlin's a bit disappointed that it wasn't squared across to him 6 yards out. He was looking to score his second. Yeah, you've got to do a wee bit better than that as a right to win a free kick in a game like this. So, Danny Ledworth to swing in a corner. Can't beat the first man. I think that was Akers who did well, but here's Khaleesi. Swings in a shot. Oh, Soromon on the turn just couldn't quite, the ball just didn't quite drop for him, so he couldn't get the power that he wanted, and it just sort of sliced away.
Collodi's being walked through the playbook on the bench.
Can you tell me a wee bit about what kind of role he's likely to fit into out there, Chris?
Yeah, we're talking with some of the players. He's certainly one of the he's training really well with the team at the moment. He plays anywhere, usually in the centre of midfield, as I understand. He can play as a holding midfielder or an attacking midfield, play behind a front striker. Potentially you'll see him come on for Al Khaleesi.
As Hawke's Bay make their first substitution, which saw Josh Murphy come off and Caden Atkins, number 5, come on. And Southern looking to make that third and final substitution. And as Chris mentioned, Oliver Collodi there with the cast on his arm. Soromon gets to the ball.
A beautiful crossfield ball there from Ledworth.
Yes. And O'Keefe into Whitehead. And that's a wee bit disappointing there. Ball breaks for Khaleesi, who might be making way soon, so can he spark something before then? Back to Whitehead. Players forward. We've got 4 players now in the box for Southern United. It's a good clearing header though.
That was an excellent ball across.
It was.
Adam Hewson.
Yeah, nice from the substitute Adam Hewson, but it was the Hawke's Bay substitute Atkins who did well with the clearing header.
Yeah, looks like Azariah Soromon's going to make way here.
Oh,
for
okay, so
Oliver Colotti.
yeah, Soromon's done well today, scored the opening goal, and hasn't been a part of the squad for too long this season, just really over the last couple of months, but what an impact he's made. So Colotti there in the 12 shirt and easily distinguished by the blue cast on his arm as well. Ledwith chips it in and Coughlin, he's shoved off the ball and he wins a free kick, and that's only a metre outside the box. Oh no, sorry, it looks like the linesman's flag is up for offside. Thought that had been a free kick awarded to Southern United there. As Hawke's Bay make a second substitution, it's going to be Harry Mason in the 21 shirt coming on, and coming off is Gavin Hoy, who's been quite impressive today. And we understand that Hawke's Bay only had the 2 outfield substitutes on their bench today, so we might not see any more movement from the subs benches for the rest of this match, as we really into the dying minutes now. Still can't believe that we haven't seen any more goals in this game after it was 2-2 at half time. And so many chances in that first half. There could have been plenty more goals than we saw. Fjortoft on the ball. Finds El Khaleesi, who is going to see out the full 90 today. I think he started, might be all but one match this season, but has been subbed off in most of those games, so it's nice to see him get a full match here today.
Yeah, it seems to be a pattern that's emerged as the season has gone on, is Khaleesi will get 60 minutes and then Hewson or earlier Azariah Soroman would come on for him. He's done really well today though, I'd say.
He has, yeah. No, I've been really impressed by him. There's so many players forward here for Southern United, but O'Keefe's cross just can't quite find a blue shirt. I think Southern will be pretty hungry here to try and find a winner. Credit to Hawke's Bay, down to 10 men after just 14 minutes and after the opening goal for Southern, and but they've stuck to their task and haven't let the floodgates open like they have in some of their other matches in recent weeks. Here's Hewson on the ball, trying to beat his man, but it's really good defending by Sho Gotu. And it will be a goal kick.
If the score stays they are, I'd say that Paul will be thinking that this is really 3 points or 2 points lost in the amount of chances that Southern United have had, in particular Garvin Coughlin also hitting the post for Azariah Soroman. They'll be disappointed not to take 3 points from this game today.
Yeah, I think it would be a bit disappointed for the team to have conceded 2 goals against the 10-man Hawke's Bay United, but when you're up against a team with the likes of Paul Eiffel and also Maxime Olivieri, there's always going to be chances, and Eiffel's just been a joy to watch today. Did score a goal from the penalty spot. O'Keefe, El Khaleesi, Coughlin trying to feed it through for Hewson, can't quite find him, and Hawke's Bay break. It looks like he just picked up a knock there to me, and might have been Garvin Coughlin who just caught him unintentionally there, and he does go and say sorry. It's It's usually Garvin on the end of knocks like that. Great play, Rory Findlay tries to launch something, and it's Adam Hewson now over on this left-hand side with the low cross. There were 4 players arriving in the box there, couldn't quite find his teammates. That's just been the story of the second half for Southern United, and now Eiffel with a great touch through to Mandia. He's been quite impressive today as well, the young midfielder for Hawke's Bay. Sends it across to the left and a shot away, and was that a handball?
No, it looked like it hit him in the back.
Wow, okay. You're always dangerous when you sort of have your hands up in the air like that, and Olivieri now driving forward trying to create something. This is pressure here in Eiffel. Wow, good defending by Connor O'Keefe, just getting ahead of Eiffel there. This is dangerous stuff here for Southern United. Just cannot get the ball clear. Wow, I think it would be a real gutbuster here if Hawke's Bay managed to steal a winner late in this game. Here we go, that's nicely done by Hewson.
Essentially what happened in the away fixture, Morgan, was it 3-2?
Yes, yeah, I think that's right, and yeah, I think Southern had taken quite an early lead in that game. So we're into stoppage time here. I haven't spotted how much additional time there may be. Fjortoft right up in the opposition box. Back to Collotti. I think that's his first touch since coming on. Sends it across to another substitute. Hewson has a go from distance, but it's blocked. O'Keefe does well there to win it off Olivieri, but Hawke's Bay trying to launch something now. Olivieri. Mandia, is he onside?
No.
He's not. He looked like he had just found space a wee bit too easily then, and that was because he was in an offside position.
Looks like everyone up for Southern here.
Yeah, what can they do here in the dying moments? Coughlin does so well to win the header, and it falls through to Hewson. He turns, it doesn't quite fall for him. Oh, he just about managed to get the ball down and get a shot away there, and I think he caught the Hawke's Bay captain, Behanu Tay, there, but it was brave defending.
Yeah, looks like 4 minutes of extra time.
Okay. Southern, lots of players forward, and that's gone straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, Mackenzie Waite. That's a shame, because once again, so many players forward for Southern as they search for a winner here. We're pretty much moving into the final minute of additional time here. Eiffel, probably one of the best players around in closing down games and holding the ball up, and he finds Olivieri, sends it back to Eiffel. He'll probably try and beat his man here, and can't get the best of a man who's about half his age, and Rory Findlay. A frustrated Garvin Coughlin is well back in his own half trying to get onto the ball, but well done by the youngster there, Collotti.
Yeah, I think we've got the oldest and youngest registered players in the ISPS HANDA Premier League on the pitch right now.
Yeah, that would probably be right, actually. Eiffel would be closer to triple the age of young Oliver Collotti.
I hope he doesn't watch this back, Morgan. He's not going to be a fan of yours.
Oh, no, if he had been watching the stream, he would have heard me raving about him the whole match. I love the bloke. He's So great to watch. Will there be another chance in the dying seconds of this game? Mandir is going to win a throw-in for his Hawke's Bay team here. Well done again by Finley. He's been really good since he came on as a substitute. Garvin Coughlin, can he pull off a bit of magic here? Finds Khaleesi, drives into a bit of space, gets a shot away. Jeez, that wasn't far away at all. That wasn't far away from the left-hand upright. Whoa. I think we're just going to have time for this corner and probably nothing more, Chris, so what can we do?
I think we have to...
Are we taking bets on Stephen Last banging in a 96th minute
we have to
winner?
pray to the Stephen Last gods, I think. I think I saw his parents watching from afar. They'll be happy with the earlier game time.
Yes. Paul Eiffel doing it all today. Look at that, just such a cool customer. He does enough to get the ball away, and Hawke's Bay hang on, and full-time score here, 2-2 between Southern United and Hawke's Bay.
We wouldn't have imagined that at half-time.
No, not at all. I really thought we were going to see another raft of goals, but maybe the coaches' talks at half-time did the trick, and just getting both teams just to settle down a bit after an incredibly open first half. So 2-2, Hawke's Bay went behind after just 15 minutes after Azariah Soroman scored for Southern, and that incident where Hawke's Bay thought there was an offside also saw defender Cameron Lindsay get sent off for Hawke's Bay. So they've had 10 men for most of this match, so I guess they've got to be delighted to be able to hang on and claim a draw here. But look, that result keeps Southern United's unbeaten record going. That's 7 games now without defeat, 3 wins and 4 draws, consolidating 5th spot in the table there.
Number 18.
So thank you once again to everyone who's tuned in. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage today and throughout the second half of the season, where we've managed to live stream all of Southern United's home matches. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you once again to Anthony Bakey and his family for all of their efforts in putting together the live stream. And whoops, look out, Chris, we're on screen.
I haven't got my sunglasses on this.
No. But thank you to everyone who has tuned in and been a part of our live streams. It's been so much fun to be able to do, and getting National League football out to people across the country and around the world. It's been pretty exciting to be a part of, Chris.
Yeah, no, it's always great to be here on game day, and unfortunately not the result we wanted today, but still unbeaten in 6 games?
Seven games now. Yep. So just one game to go in the season for Southern United, an away game against Eastern Suburbs up in Auckland. That'll be a tough one, but hey, if they can get a result out of that game, then to finish the season off so strongly, it's been a great effort from the team.
Yeah, no, an exceptional season again. It's the aims of the season were to prove that we're no longer cellar dwellers, and the team have done that really well. Obviously not finished yet, but it's our last home game. But thank you to everyone for tuning in and for coming to the games. It's been brilliant to see all the crowds here, and thanks to everyone who's helped us put on the show.
Yeah, great. And with that, I think we will bid farewell from Sunnyvale Park. Thank you, and might see you next season.